Good evening, fellow HOA members. My name is Jess, and as you know, I am the president of our HOA community. I am reaching out this evening just to give you a brief oversight or overview of some of the points that I'll be making in my meeting later this week with the grocery store chain executive. I wanted to make sure that you were involved and really feeling like all voices were heard. So I'm hopeful that if there's any concerns after this, you'll feel free to reach out, express those concerns, and make sure that I am aware of all of these pieces before heading into this meeting. So the few topics that I wanted to touch base around were my approach to this negotiation, some of the things that we're asking for, and then just where do we end negotiations and progress forward with an official request for the city. I think the zone of possible agreement that I think we're presenting, and I think that we're all kind of united on, is the biggest concern, although yes, the traffic and the noise, but our neighborhood park. Our kiddos utilize that. That is their safe space. That's their play space. That's their space that when they want to get together and we want to come together as a community, it's often used. So where we're going to begin the negotiation process is by asking that the potential build of this of this grocery store would be built around the current existing inhabitants of the park, and that the entryways and or parking lots of this facility are built in a way that does not cause an overcapacity of our streets, and still makes it a safe space for our kiddos. I think coming to a negotiation agreement prior to taking it to the city is a really positive way to look at this, because I think to just come at this from a space of this is what we want, this is what needs to happen, and if you don't, then no deal. I think the biggest potential downfall that we face with that is that the proposal of adding a grocery store to our community does not bring necessarily any true physical or economic harm. Right? I think to say, nope, we don't want this grocery store, we're not willing to compromise, and there really is no room for negotiation, and then taking it to the city and saying the same thing. I think that because they pose no physical threat, it's not a potentially illegal business that would be coming into our neighborhood, anything like that. I think we would be really far stretched to get a complete cancellation of the project. But I think if we were able to work with the executives and with the grocery store team and say, hey, listen, we understand your interest in this. We understand that you have stake in this project, that this would affect your potential earnings for the year, your ability to expand or grow. We understand all of those pieces. Now here's ours. Here's our concern. I think rather than going at it from a place of selfishness as a community and just saying, no, we don't want you here. It's okay. Here's the positives. We want to learn the positives of bringing the chain into our community, right? Just thinking about the potential jobs that could create here. Think about although the traffic is not grand, think about the amount of people that it could bring into our communities. Some of the unsold homes, some of the just potential positive pieces that this scenario could bring. Now the negative pieces are very real for us, and it's very scary as a community to think that this could be a very big change. I think the price in which we would walk away and we would go ahead and take this to the city is if they weren't willing to come together and negotiate anything. If they were to say, nope, here's our plans, look at all the wonderful things, have a great day, that would be a huge concern for us, right? That would be the price in which I say, no, we're not okay with this. We're going to go ahead and pursue another avenue by taking this to the city and engaging their input and hopefully pleading to the city to let them know, hey, this isn't okay. So I think that would be that would be kind of our stopping point of conversation directly with the grocery store and getting the city involved at that point. The only other potential that we had discussed as a community is the relocation of the park at the expense of the grocery store chain. If they weren't able to build around, if they were able to bring positives to the scenario, if we learned that this could be a positive, but we still truly are concerned about the space in the communal outdoor space that we're losing, if we could potentially find another space within the community that would allow for the relocation of the park, would be our potential kind of best alternative or backup plan, is saying, okay, if you can't build around this and you can't safely remain within capacity as far as traffic goes, then to avoid the safety concerns of being around such a large trafficked area, then we would ask that they help us in either developing or finding an alternative space within our already community, and that all relocation fees of the park would then be of their responsibility. So it's what's known as an integrative approach. It's taking their interest, taking our interest, and saying, okay, how do we work together to find the best solution? I think coming from a large Christian-based faith within our community, I think it's fair to think of the needs of the other party involved. Coming from a selfish place is not ever what we are taught from our relationship with the Lord and everything that He has taught us, and that the Bible speaks to. I don't believe going at this from a very selfish standpoint and a very closed-minded standpoint, just saying, no, this is how it needs to be or it doesn't work. I think not only goes against the mutual potential benefit that we could have from the situation, but it also goes against what we're taught with our faith and what the Lord expects from us. So I really appreciate all of your support and all of your brainstorming throughout this process. I really look forward to this meeting later this week, and then I will be sending out a bunch of communication, and we'll all gather back around to kind of discuss what happens. If you can wish me the best of luck on this endeavor, I'm really thankful that I'm going to be the voice of our community and really fight for what our neighborhood and our families need. So have an amazing evening, and we will touch base soon. Good night.